Good day, everyone! My name is Larissa, and we're back with the Corner of Remnant. And I'm joined by Emperial Dawn.
Hi.
Hi. I was like just about to switch over to Dawn. I was like, I can't remember how I introduced these three.
Well, at least you've had recent experience. I haven't walked on the internet in 6 months. I'm feeling nervous as heck.
Hi, everyone.
Everything is as well.
Hello again.
Good morning, Kaylee. Hi, Maddie. And also Reach. Hi, guys. I have coffee, so I'm prepared. Honey!
I don't even have water. I am so unprepared right now.
Sorry, we're a little late. Actually, not as late as I thought we were going to be honest.
That's true. I'm prepared. This actually is normal. We had excuses this time, but this is actually probably pretty normal.
I didn't go to bed till like 2 a.m. last night because we were streaming quite late.
Really?
And I got most things. I had most things organised, but it was just a few little things that I still had to do before the stream. So, yeah, we're good. We're good. So the RWBY sound effects are on for those who are watching on Twitch right now. And I still got some of the redeems on as well. I've just removed a few of them, but I've got some of the channel point redeems still there, mainly the RWBY ones, of course. Talk RWBY to me. Well, that's what we're going to be doing. So, yes, we're going to be talking about the soundtrack. I was hoping for this stream that we'll also be able to talk about the Before the Dawn. Not you, the book. But I haven't received it yet. I don't think you've got your copy yet either. Oh, you do have it. Oh, I didn't even notice it was there.
I'm
so jealous.
I'm only up to chapter 6 or something.
Okay.
But I'm kind of reading like 2-3 chapters a day.
Yeah.
When I have time outside of art or just general YouTube.
Thank
like,
you for the biddies, Reach.
When I have like nothing to do, I'm reading it, and I've been really enjoying it so far. More so than I think the first book.
Okay, awesome.
Well,
but
that's as much as I'm going to say for that.
I got an email saying that it was on its way, but I haven't received it yet. So I got mine from Book Deposit, I think it was.
Okay, I ordered mine from I think Booktopia.
Oh, was it Booktopia?
Which I think you ordered because I think I saw you pre-order the fairy tale book.
Yes, yeah, I did.
And then that was June, and I thought, oh my god, it's coming out in 2 days. I better pre-order it. Being Before the Dawn, but obviously there was a July 17th, not June 17th.
Yeah.
I ordered it, and the date came, and it's like, okay, it got
Max,
pushed
stop
back.
licking your feet. Stop it.
It got like pushed back 4 days, and I'm like, okay, fair. And then it's like, oh, this will take 7 days to post probably. It's like, oh, that's annoying. But, okay, fair. But the website just said in progress. It didn't give me an update or anything until it just arrived. I'm like,
it just arrived randomly.
Like, no, I'm just, yeah, it got here, thankfully.
Yeah. So yes, for those who are new, like Nick, so Corner of Remnant, we stream it this time during RWBY season. It's every Saturday, just about. And we discuss the episode that just happened. In between RWBY seasons, we have sort of just randomly, whenever there's something new RWBY related for us to talk about. So this is the first time we've been able to do since the finale.
Which, to be fair, I'm realizing we probably could have done like episodes on like Talk RWBY to me.
Yeah.
Because RWBY have actually been doing a lot this off season. They've actually, because of COVID, they kind of need as much content as they can. Do right now. So Kerry's been killing it. Kerry has been on screen this year more than I think he's ever been on screen for Rooster Teeth.
I haven't been watching a lot of it.
I see Kerry like almost every day now, which is weird. But it's also good because that means he's doing much better himself. He feels like more comfortable doing all that.
Yeah, yeah. I just saw it. Yeah, it was Booktopia. I'm just seeing where it is. But yeah, I got an email recently saying it was on its way.
Okay.
Your delivery from Booktopia is being prepared. And that's all it says.
At least you got that. I didn't even get anything.
So yeah, that's from Australia Post. So I should hopefully get that soon. I have a few deliveries that are coming. But yeah, so yeah, I've got that book, the RWBY Fairy Tales book, which comes out in October, I think, or September. October.
I thought, but yeah, September, October.
It'll probably be October by the time it gets here.
I quite enjoyed the preview to that as well.
Yeah, I haven't seen any of the RWBY Talk RWBY to me. I really need to be watching Rooster Teeth content. I've just been so busy.
It's one of those things where I don't think there was too much information garnered from it in terms of the show. I would definitely just watching the last episode, which was the writers episode.
Yeah,
which makes sense that that'd be the most important one. And I at the end of it, Miles just goes off, and it's like, why was everyone expecting a shopping montage for Volume 7? And he just could not believe that everyone was wanting. Like, we're not doing that. Why does everyone think this is going to happen?
Yeah, it was just
the funniest thing to watch Miles just react to, like, fan series and stuff that, like, just didn't make sense to him. It was so good. I would recommend definitely watching the Writers episode, if nothing else. But seriously, I'll also watch everything else, because so much more goes into RWBY than just the writers, or even the animators. So much more. Hearing about sound design, storyboarding.
There's so much that goes into it.
Interesting. But, again, it's you know, they're an hour each, and it's nothing essential. It's not essential viewing.
Yeah.
But, well, yeah, that's the thing. Everyone gets their expectations, and people just need to separate what they want. This is what they get, and it's okay.
Well, that's the RWBY canon, though.
Okay with both. You don't get mad if you get one or the other.
Yeah. So I just popped some links in the chat too. So for those who may not have seen or met Emperial Dawn, or watching for the first time, so Dawn does a lot of amazing art. He's fellow Aussie, obviously, if you didn't get that from the accent.
People say I sound American. That
really?
Told me before. My drama teacher told me that in school. Although I couldn't do accents, were just not my thing.
I cannot do accents. But yeah. So yes, and he does have a YouTube as well. I was going to ask you too, this is kind of soundtrack related. Are you going to do the alternate verse for the opening for Trust Love?
I've already done it. I just need to make the thumbnail and post it.
Sweet.
I edited the video like
I thought so. Because I was listening to it, I thought it sounded a little bit different, but I haven't really compared.
It's a little, it's only the middle verse. Like the like, oh, I mean, it's just the start of it. The very end of it is identical.
Okay. Yeah.
But yeah, I have done it. I did see someone post to Reddit that they did their own version of it.
Okay.
And other people have done, like Hunt SD, and other people have done
it. People have done it. Yeah.
But it was just funny. I saw that in Reddit, and I didn't watch it, but I just saw it, like, and I was like, oh, okay.
Oh, someone bit me.
So I'm not known for that, which is I'm not known for many things. I
like your alternative ones. They're good. So yeah.
Yeah.
Again, so that's what.
If I was better at sound editing, I would do it for the show. But I can't remove the background music with the voice acting line still in there. I'm sure, like Kaylee or something. I'm sure Kaylee.
No, don't quite do it that way.
I know. Like, there's someone on Twitter. Tiger or something. Tiger. I can't remember her name. I apologize. Their name. I can't remember. But they were doing posts where they were like. The example I saw was they were posting, like, Ironwood and Oscar scene.
Yep.
End of the volume, but like. Without the score, and it was just the voice lines.
Oh, just the voice lines.
Faintly in the background, but it was still, like, down.
And that's interesting.
It was just like she was just like talking about how good the acting was.
Yeah. It was amazing.
Aaron and Jason.
Mm.
So yeah, I know people can do it. You know, if you're skilled enough with sound design. I love animation editing in every facet, but sound design is just not my expertise at all.
Yeah, it can be done, but it's just really tricky to do.
Yeah, well, that's a simple version, Kaylee's. Yeah, where you, like, just put the score back in and sync it up well enough, which I know you do, which I love that stuff. That's also really cool.
Yes.
And the
also,
score is definitely more your guys' domain. I haven't listened to the scores
So,
yet.
Of course, Katie, she does a lot of RWBY score videos and stuff on her YouTube channel. And I know she's been considering already some to work on from the soundtrack, so yes. But it's really tricky to do. Like I had a thought like, oh yeah, I'll do the big metal shoe, that fight. I'll do as a score and so no. Straight away, as soon as I started to work on it, the score was completely different from what was used in the show. It was missing whole heaps of parts, and it was just a mess. And like, nope, this is too complicated. So yeah. Did do a lot of videos. Yeah, true. I know you're not doing so much. Yeah.
There's one thing I definitely want to go check in the score at some point. Is I know there's been this new penny motif that's
yes.
And I was personally expecting maybe a song, because typically if you hear like a concert motif, you kind of might then be used for a song. Maybe in the future. But it's like, yeah. And I remember most distinctly in a fight against the Goliath, I think it's where it's most distinct. You can definitely hear it, and if you think you listen through different versions of it, so I definitely want to go back and check into that. But like I said, scores were not my thing. I know you guys like listen to the score before you do your reaction and stuff.
Yep. Well, we kind of did it this year, so my RWBY soundtrack reaction will be going up soon. Just waiting for Katie to finish editing her version. But yeah, we reacted. How we did this year is we did five tracks on mine, 5 tracks on Kaylee's, and that's how we did it. And then we did some score tracks as well. So listened to 4 score tracks each. So she had listened to some of the scores already while I hadn't. So we just listened to a few of them, and so they were really good. But talking of Penny's motif, we did mention that in my video because I would listen to the Protector of Mantle score as well as Party Crashes and the 6 Possible Outcomes. Those scores, especially the Protector Mantle and the 6 Possible Outcomes, had a lot of Penny's motif in it. The new Penny motif.
I think it's just like a dun 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 dun. Or something similar to that. Again, like I remember in the Goliath fight, especially when she's like attacking it with the swords before it throws her away.
Yes.
That always plays in my head when I think of her motif.
Yeah.
And I think when Winter, she gets called from Winter and she heads back to Atlas before the finale.
Yep.
She's flying, you can also hear it distinctly.
You hear it there too. If you want to listen to it, 6 Possible Outcomes has it right at the start of the score. So if you click on the score, it's there. Yeah, and we listed Refuse to Starve, which had a bit of Penny's motif in it too. Yes.
Yeah, I definitely love that stuff, and that stuff that I didn't pick up with as much, apart from Penny, because then favorite character, I'm going to pay attention to that, obviously. But I remember in Volume 6, it was super obvious whenever you heard like a reference or a motif or a leitmotif or whatever the correct term is. Whereas I don't know if it was as distinct to this volume, or maybe I just didn't pick up on it as much.
Certain bits were, certain bits weren't. I picked up a bit of Crow's. RWBY's was there a lot. There's lots of good score for RWBY this volume, which I'm happy with. And there was also Clover and the rest of them. Their sort of very almost Atlas-like motif is in the score tracks a lot too. It's very noticeable because it's so different from the others. Yeah.
I would love Panic mentions there. I would love if we do ever get the elusive Cinder backstory, which I remember I've tweeted about recently actually. But it would be pretty funny if that's what the episode title is called, Refuse to Starve. If that's like what her backstory episode.
Yeah. Well, I noticed a bit of talk about that on Twitter too, that we haven't really had a backstory for Cinder.
No, but that's been a thing discussed since like Volume 4. People. Yeah. And I mentioned on Twitter recently because there's been a lot of like, what do you like about this character? Like positivity posts. Something by I want to say it's Ali, but I could be wrong. But a few people have been doing them, I believe.
Yes.
But Cinder one I did about. I'm just looking like personally, I love the mystery to her. I love the fact that we don't know anything about her. That intrigues me. That's interesting to me.
I love to hate her. I love to hate her. She's just one of those characters that you hate, but you kind of love them as well, but you hate them. Like, it's just, it's so weird. Such a weird sort of feeling to have for her. Yeah. But
then that's the thing, like, you can look at it two ways. You can, like, you can like her as a character, or you can like hate her as a character.
Yeah, that's it, yeah.
But then there are some people, like Kaylee, who just hate her. Which, again, I don't think is, again, it's all a matter of perspective and how you enjoy media and how you take writing. Some things you're going to like, some things you're not going to like. It's not necessarily a negative one, how you do it. It's just you're going to like certain things.
Squish the cockroach. We refer to her as a cockroach because, well, come on, she is.
I mean,
she doesn't die.
I said it on this podcast right before the finale last year this year. God, time.
No. Yes.
that I didn't expect her to lose again. And she didn't. She got the relic, so I guess she didn't really lose. But I was surprised that she lost again. Confrontationally, without any sort of because I thought, well, she's either going to win or die. I thought.
Well, I guess it will really happen when we get to Volume 8 and everything's going to
see what the consequences are.
What's going to happen there, yeah. Break his legs!
I think that, it's often been hinted at, Ren and Nora's story in Volume 7 was really weird. It feels like it's half of the story. I feel like it's going to need to be explored on more. So curious how much more Nora we're going to get. I assume we're going to get, again, compared to previous volumes, we've got a lot of Ren and Nora in Volume 7, but it just felt like it was really building towards something that hadn't paid off yet. You wouldn't
have liked my stream last night, Jay. If you're afraid of oh god, I was going to say something and it's this bit.
Because I'm just saying,
this
like,
this is a good segue into one of my favourite tracks on the soundtrack, which of course was "Let's Get Real," because you know I'm a big Renora fan, and I love the happy boppy songs of the volume as much as I love the really sad and tear-jerking ones.
I'm glad you said that, because for me personally, especially on my first, okay, by the way, getting into soundtracks now.
Yes.
My first instinct of the soundtrack was, okay, this reminds me a lot of Volume 3. In the terms of, there's a lot of dark songs that I love.
Yep.
And a lot of other songs that are on first listen. I like them all now in hindsight. I promise. But I've definitely
sorry, I had to spiders.
I'm definitely more of a fan of the Until the End Fear War Hero. That's more my thing.
Love them. It's a good mixture, because you got those
but
ones.
I'm glad to hear that you are a big fan of Let's Get Real, celebrating the rest of them, because it'd be pretty boring if we only liked half of the soundtrack. So I'm glad there's a good mix here. For sure.
Right. I'm always happy when we get a character-specific song, especially like Renora. Yes. Because we got so many in volumes 1, 2, and kind of 3, which of course was Dawn and Emperial songs.
Well, that's the thing too. We didn't get many character anthems this volume. Yeah. Which is good, because at the same time, it's like, I want them to reuse the old ones. I want them to bring those back and get that nostalgia. And you can't talk about being. You can only talk about being on fire. So many times. On Ready.
Yep.
And Ignite. Like, she doesn't need another character anthem.
Yangham Lake and Wise have so many of them.
I would argue that Blake still needs a solo one.
Yes.
I would still argue that.
Yes.
Or Ruby as well.
Because she hasn't really had a proper solo.
But Yang and Weiss don't need more anthems. I'm glad that Remnor have got one. It makes sense they got one. And we all kind of knew Let's Get Real would be that for them.
Well, I wasn't too sure with Let's Get Real. I knew it was from the party episode, so I was kind of expecting it to be just, party orientated, but then as soon as you listen to it, you're like, yep, that's Nora. That's absolutely a Renora song.
It wasn't even until the final credits that I realised that Celebrate and Let's Get Real were two different songs.
Yeah, 2 different songs, because we all thought they were the same.
Half one, half of the other.
They do take, and that's why I love Weiss's songs. It's nice to actually get some other character-specific songs in the soundtracks. And that's why we finally had, with Until the End being a RWBY song, possibly Ruby and Summer song. So, because as I've mentioned heaps of times on this podcast and my reactions and everything, we need a RWBY-specific song, because she hasn't hardly had one since Red Like Roses, part 1 and 2. So, Until the End, I loved it. It's sad, which is, it would be nice to get a happy RWBY song, but...
I feel like much like Cinder, they're just like, again, they're wanting you to want more. They want you to want the backstory. They want you to have more RWBY stuff. I think they're just waiting on that. And Kaylee, you're wrong. That's the worst one. That is the best one. Well, it's definitely the most underrated one. I agree with you.
It is. It really is.
I love It's My Turn.
Yeah, really, I like It's My Turn, but I also honestly don't see it as much as the Y song.
It's definitely the most underrated one. It's definitely the most low-key ones. It's not as important. Thank you. I'm glad you remembered that.
Yeah. But yes, I really love Until the End. When I first listened to it, it made me think being RWBY and Penny, because Penny, of course, having the maiden powers, it made me think a little bit of them. But
I weirdly thought, I think until the Simple Soul or the line, I thought it might have been Weiss and Winter. I really wasn't sure what the song
could be lots of different. Until you hear The Light Fills My Eyes, then you know it's probably either RWBY or Summer. It could even possibly be Maiden, but just getting the feel of it and the lyrics and listening to it quite a lot now, I'm definitely thinking Summer and RWBY. But I'm also thinking it's going to see what's going to happen in Volume 8. Because as we've suspected, Volume 8 is going to it's going to be the big fight with Salem. We're very likely Atlas is going to fall. Bad shit is happening, and then Until the End is like, no matter what happens, I'll be with you till the end. I'll be standing here in the face of fear. Even if we fall to darkness, I'll harness this power. It's all about that. Yeah. So it makes me really think of a standoff between RWBY and Salem. And
but it's really good too, in the sense that most of the song isn't that. Most of the song is, deflating. Most of the song is like, It's like we lose, we won't make it there. You know, like
yeah. Like the enemy said, we won't be able to reclaim, and
we won't be able to reclaim through a simple soul. We are complacent, which I think is a really good line. I believe this was the song written by Casey. I believe.
Yes, yeah, it is. Yeah, which played at the end of the finale.
Where, like, the soundtracks are kind of just like they're like a fan fiction, but with like a bit more legitimacy to them. You know? Like they're not to be taken for like 100%. As like, you know, this means this, you know. And also, as all art is open to interpretation, it can mean 100 different things.
It can, and that's the thing I like about it too. It can mean, like, when I first listened to it, I was thinking RWBY and Penny. Now I'm thinking more RWBY and Summer. But it could also just be, in general, what's going to happen in Volume 8 with all four of them and the others, of course, as well.
Because I thought, like, you know, White and Winter, then, like, some of the lines later, I was like, okay, no, this is definitely Summer.
Yeah.
And now I'm like, well, I don't even think, I think it's just RWBY to herself.
Yeah, though then it sounds Summer, but but the first part of it sounds like single person, first person, and then it goes more into third person, like I'll picture myself beside you, and it's more talking about third person there. So it's interesting. A bit like Red Like Roses too, where that was sort of first person and then it was kind of third person. So
but it's just more subtle. Whereas, like, obviously with the difference in Red Like Roses, you knew what was Summer, you knew what was RWBY.
RWBY and Some Pits. This is a bit more
merged. I feel like this could just be RWBY to herself.
Like, it could be.
It doesn't necessarily have a Summer perspective. It could. But I'm just saying that, like, you know, it's really, it's subtle. And it's very subtle in that regard.
There's also the note sound effect too. Sorry, I haven't added that to the
It is a
list.
beautiful song.
Yes. It's one of my favorites. I really love that.
100%. One of my favorites. Yeah, and just whenever we get that any kick of nostalgia with just the simple soul line.
Yes.
Like, I can't wait to hear that in the show proper again. Like, I want that. I can't wait.
We haven't heard it in a long time.
We haven't heard it since Volume 3, I think, when Salem said it at the end of in a monologue at the end.
Yes.
You know, you will not find victory in your simple soul.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It really gives me vibes with what's going to happen with Volume 8. It really does.
I love that you mentioned that earlier. I was like, well, not if the teaser's anything to say about it, apparently. Everyone lost their mind at that nonsense. Like,
yes.
You know, there's no context to it. Relax, people. It's probably, like, you know, it could be a red sky that just wasn't visual effects in yet. Like, you know, just relax. It's all good, guys. It'll be a flashback, you know. Context.
Well, yeah, that's it. I think we're probably going to more in Volume 9. Volume 8, to me, is definitely going to be focusing on the battle at hand, with maybe a couple little flashbacks for the time in Atlas, but But again, like, RWBY is also very good at you know, just jumping, you know, like, it could, who knows at this point. While I assume it'll be mostly the whole Battle of Atlas will be most of Volume 8, you know, we've also, you know, had conclusions, we've also had assumptions and stuff before that, you know, haven't really, you know, we wanted Winter for Volumes 4, 5, and 6. Yes. Didn't get to 7.
Six never left, which is also great on Liz's part and writing's part, all that stuff. It's really good work. Yeah, that's true. It could definitely be a flashback. I think that's the point of the lack of context. I think either it's simply an unfinished scene, or very well could be a flashback. But again, we don't know, and I think it's wrong to the conclusion. It could. It's so much. It could be. I guess we'll have to wait and see. Hey. And it's a teaser. That's the point. Yeah. It's to tease you. Tease. Yeah. I'm curious if we I think there's a. No, I'm trying to think if there's something RWBY related at the end of the month. I don't know. There was a teaser that was shown. I haven't watched it though. I've seen some screenshots of it. That was released recently. What was I going to say? Fear. I love Fear. Even though we heard it in the credits, it's so good to be able to listen to it properly, and it's a lot more polished out now. And it sums up the volume really well. So much as Trust Love does too for the start of the volume, Fear sums up for the end of the volume, and I love that song so much. Yeah. Yeah, well, it's such the juxtaposition of the whole soundtrack of, you know, it's like half happy. Reach. I've seen people on Reddit like say, why hasn't this been made into an AMV yet? I haven't heard the song myself, but I've definitely heard a bit of chatter about Atlas Falls on Reddit.
I might have to wait till after Volume 8.
Fear is probably my favorite song of the soundtrack. Just because I just love the way it sounds. It's not very subtle. It's very like in your face of what it's about and stuff.
Take a shot every time Casey sings the word fear in this volume.
Yeah, so it could be a bit of like
it's so much
not nostalgia, but because I've heard the full song for longer, I might have more of an attachment to that. But Fear right now is probably one of my favorite songs on the whole of RWBY, not just the soundtrack. It just hits all my notes. Yeah,
I love it so much. That and Until the End, they're both beautiful songs. Sad, but beautiful songs. I love them so much. And Fear is just one of those ones you can sort of relate to if you've ever been through a difficult time and you've had to make difficult choices. It's one that you can really relate to, and it just fits the volume so well with what was happening too. So it's definitely one of my favorite credit songs. In credit songs, that is. So I really love it. But talking about the other tracks, Hero. I love Hero so much.
Okay, I take it back. This might be my favorite. Well, I don't know.
There's so many favorites. That's why it's a bit hard for me to pick one. But Hero was also amazing.
It's definitely the four of Fear, Hero, War, and Until the End. The others aren't even close, in my opinion. Those four are
exactly right.
To me, I just love it so much.
Well, you'll see in our reaction, but a slight spoiler, we're pretty blown away by the start. So you can see in our expressions. I haven't picked the thumbnail yet, but I'm probably going to use one of those free shots.
Something I've kind of noticed too is it's almost like I love that there's this slight parallel. I could just be drawing at straws here, but like because we saw like Ironwood. Okay, I don't know where I'm going with this, so I kind of do. But because like Weiss is like an opera singer and a stage singer, and obviously we saw that in Volume 4, and we saw Ironwood was at the party in Volume 4. There's just a very, very subtle connection to opera or that kind of performance from Ironwood. So to start with that, just immediately reminded me of Blasting in Volume 4.
That's true. That's really the only song you can kind of say it's similar to, because it's very different to a lot of the other RWBY tracks. It's very opera-like at the start, and then it goes more down into the the rest of the song. But yeah, like whenever I listen to it, I'm just thinking of like seeing Ironwood shooting Oscar, like slowed down, seeing when the fight, of course, with Watts, and other decisions that Ironwood made through the latter half of the volume. It's an amazing song. One thing I really, really liked at the end in the last verse is about you honestly believe your children will win a war. Of course, the line from Volume 2. I love that just at the end, you know, people think I don't have a heart, I'm more machine than a man. I love that in that last little verse there, some real sort of throwbacks back to the previous volumes.
My favorite part of the entire soundtrack is that line. Do you honestly believe your children can win a war? Just like you said back in Volume 2. And again, like I love my nostalgia bait. I love
you just murdered Joy, but there you go.
I absolutely love so much when they nostalgia bait and they reference their old stuff. Thank you, Eddie, because that's his not for the song, but like that's just like he's the lore keeper. So that's his
I just love that. I love it when you listen to a song, which is a new song, and then it has some references there, like we were talking with Until the End and The Simple Soul, when it has a few of those little references back to like the original volumes.
My favorite parts of any RWBY song.
It just gets you excited. It's like, oh my god, they mentioned the thing.
It's like, no, it's my favorite part of any of RWBY songs when they do that, is when they reference back to old stuff.
It was like with Let's Get Real, I loved how it had the together at in the latter part of the song. It's like, oh my god, that's so Dora. Not together. They're just like, you know, let's be together.
Oh, okay. See, I think you mentioned that, and I couldn't ever remember what they're referring to. But because Nora's like together. That's what.
Yes, that's where that came from. And I was I just cracked up laughing when I first heard that. It was just like, oh my god, that's so Nora. because referencing that. So there's another one. A lot of these tracks do reference things. People saying, I think it was Touch the Sky sounds a lot like It's Time to Say Goodbye, I think, if I'm recalling that correctly. Yeah, the status as a ship on RWBY Wiki is together. Well, it's kind of is a thing now, but
I don't know. Ask Ren about. I don't know if Ren will agree with that at the moment. I think he's.
It's too much going on.
I think he's got different priorities at the moment.
Yeah. Did I turn my captions on? Oops, no, I didn't.
Another thing too. Is I think there were quite a few references to in the whole soundtrack to Day We've Waited For.
Yes, yeah, that makes sense.
The day we've waited for will not come, and I think in Trust, Love, and Until the End it's mentioned, I believe. Don't quote me on that.
But a lot of the tracks, so Trust, Love, Touch the Sky, Brand New Day, they all talk about finding their place. Which was really the start of the volume, was they finally found their place. They're now huntsmen and huntresses. They're doing their job. Everything's going really well. Things are great. And that's like the first half. And I love those songs because we don't have a lot of those in the previous soundtracks.
Yeah.
And it's great to actually feel that with us so happy, things are good, things are going our way. And of course, it's going to shit now, but I just love those songs, and just hearing the happiness and the joy of them finding their path and finally doing what they think is right. And yeah,
no, and I'm really glad to hear that, because again, like they aren't my favorite things. They aren't my favorite things. So
when they still pull the stick out of his ass, I mean, if he doesn't what Nora Liss will take us. Sorry, Chris. Chris would hate that. I don't know.
People are allowed to have their priorities. Let them be.
Oh my god, that's hilarious.
Everything will be fine.
I just realised my camera is really zoomed down. Yours is really zoomed in. I did not do this.
Well, look, I had to do a lot to get this to work as well as it does. My camera is also my mic, so I've got to keep it at least somewhat close, I feel like. So my apologies if my barely 720 face is too much for you all.
Read.
Jesus.
There you go, that's a little better. I'm like really far away and you're really close. I'm like, I did not do this very well.
But yeah, no, I'm
What is it, Max? Do you want to go out? He's just sitting here staring at me. I don't really know you're doing. The right one, yeah.
Where did that come from?
I got the reactions popping up on Skype. There we go.
Where did that come from?
What is it?
I am flabbergasted right now at this. There's a dog. That's a dog. Hi, Maxie.
Maxie's here.
My cat is in my room. I can't show you to the camera.
Kitty. And this is what our podcasts are usually like. We're a bit more. We stay a bit more on track when it's actually episodes discussions, but for these in-betweeny ones, it's a bit more relaxed.
Better dog.
Penny! Ah, so jealous. Zwai's in the other room. I don't even have Zwei. I'm so jealous. I wanted that Penny plush so bad.
I wish they gave Maria her cat. So we could have Zwei, we could have a cat. Man, hope Maria gets her cat eventually. Max.
Salutations! Oh dear. What is it, Maxie Moo? Am I not paying attention to you? Is that it? I'm sorry.
Why does my stream have bad subtitles? Why are you here?
Oh, yeah. I just turned it on because I forgot I didn't have it turned on.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
You can hide them.
I was like, why is one there?
It's a Twitch extension, which I've been doing, so for those who are hard of hearing can watch them if they want. Or you can be like Chozo and quote them when they really badly mess up what I'm saying. I need more Maria and Volume 8, please, and thank you. Yes, I agree. Maria will be the crazy cat lady. Yes, I think we are going to get a bit more of Maria in Volume 8 because, well, she's with them in the ship as they're leaving Atlas, so.
I don't know. It's just my thing where I'm just happy to kind of get what we get. I'm not like a big fan of like, oh, we need this, we need this, we need this. But that's just me. I'm just saying.
Well, there's certain things that I hope to get, but I'm always happy. Well, majority of the time, I'm happy with whatever we get.
But I'm also not, like.
She did get, yeah, and I can understand why she got sidelined hard in Volume 7.
Like, I don't. But what else would she be doing?
Yeah.
Like, I feel like her role made sense. Like,
I think we just missed her after getting so much of her sassiness in Volume 6.
I get that.
And we all fell in love with her and just loved her because she's amazing. And then we didn't get to see her much in Volume 7.
It's like I'm not. It's like I'm not a big Bumblebee fan, but I also completely understand why Blake and Yang spent so much time together with this volume. Like, it made so much sense.
Oh, talking of which,
and I don't believe any of the bullshit of like, oh, they need to interact with other people more. Like, I'd like them to, but I also don't care that much if they don't.
You know how we didn't get the dance club scene? I'm hoping we get a flashback. But I can just imagine Celebrate being played at that dance club.
I've also heard that was originally written for that.
Oh, really? Because I love Celebrate too.
Theorized. And it was cut, but since they had the song, they just put it at the front of the episode instead.
How dare you reach? I can sort of see something like that happening though, but I'm not. Yeah.
I mean, again, like as much as Volume 3 set the precedent that RWBY is willing to go that way, and I feel like they kind of need to again.
Yeah. Well, we know shit's gonna go down in Volume 8, so.
Yeah, Rhea would just be a fair candidate for that role.
I hope not, because I love her. But,
yeah, of course. Yeah, but I'm just saying. I think.
Yeah, I could see that happening.
Yeah.
But yeah, I Celebrate. To me, it's almost like not a RWBY song. I just love it so much. I've been listening to it a lot.
Yeah, no, it's not, and that's I think that's where I'm just not a big fan of it because it just doesn't add much to the story. It's a good song.
It's a great song.
It's also not my kind of music. It's club music, which is just not my genre at all.
I do like a few little references made in there, particularly about when the elephants arrive. Then it's time to call goodnight. I like that. Sort of like in the second verse. And I just love Lamar's bit as well. And he talks about Vegas Strip and things like that too.
Which Lamar's done that before. Lamar references.
Yeah. But
show.
I can definitely imagine a dance club. But I would love, I don't know if I ever be able to organise, but I would love to be able to organise a RWBY cosplay meetup where we rent out like a dance club somewhere and we record dancing to this song. I would love that so much.
I think I watched Dan was saying that on his reaction videos. Yeah, it's 100%. It would be a good song for that kind of stuff.
I would love to do that.
Like RTX or anything like that. That song I think will last through the volumes for a long time.
Yeah.
For that, nothing else.
Because it's just fun. I like it. Let's Get Real is fun, though it's very Renora. Yeah. While Celebrate is just a great song overall. It's not stuck to a particular person or characters. It's just fun.
I do the little bit at the end before Lamar's bit where it's like okay, good night.
Yeah.
Which I don't think.
That's when the elephants arrived, and it's something about okay, good night.
And I don't think it's an actual reference to Casey's band.
Yeah. Well, I didn't even think of that. Of course,
I think it's just a cool coincidence, but I still think it's because a lot of people interpret it that way. I was like, I don't think that was put in there for that purpose, but I think it's just a cool.
But I like the elephants arrive, of course, referring to the Goliaths, especially.
Yeah.
It was that night when they were meant to be at the dance club and Mandel gets a bit overrun with Grim because the Goliaths don't arrive at that particular part, but it made me think of that. Yeah.
Elephant's a bit better than the Manticores arrive.
One we haven't discussed very much is War. I really like War. I just wish it was a bit longer. To me, it felt a bit short.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, but I still love it. It's just I feel it's too short, and that's what Kaylee said as well. But I do like it. I do really like it. I need to get the lyrics more and actually see which parts are sung by which of the ladies.
You're both wrong. I thought War was really good, and I think
I still like it.
I think it's I personally didn't think it was short at all. I thought Touch the Sky was way too long.
Yeah, that is really long, but it does have 40 seconds.
I thought it was way over. I thought it was too much. I didn't really.
Yeah. Well, the last 40 seconds for Touch the Sky straight from the episode, which it really didn't need to have.
Yeah, but
I still like it. But
on the positive stuff with War, the fact that I love the fact that it took 7 years before we got like a
I know.
Yes.
Yes.
The show being that for females. I love it. No, it's really cool. I wasn't too sure at first it was from like Aesop's perspective or from RWBY's perspective.
It's definitely RWBY's perspective because it talks about, you know, mindless following orders. I can't remember the exact words now. But yeah, it's definitely talking about following orders and being like mindless pawns and that sort of thing.
Me too. It's also a good song. It's a good song of example of where I've seen two different interpretations of it. I've seen, oh, the song was really cool. We should have gotten more Aesop's RWBY stuff so the song made more sense. But to me, it's like, no, I think this is just a sign of like creative liberties.
Yeah.
You know, I think Jeff's just wanted to make a betrayal song through this. It's not that should have been more. It's that this was too much just to be fun.
Yeah.
To me, you know, it over exaggerated. It didn't show that was bad. This was just over exaggerating itself for the sake of drama and for the fun of the show, or just the fun of the song in general. I think. But I love it. I can't quite pick out the voices, but I know it's like Dawn is the start of it. I think. But you know, it's like it's interesting too. Like I think I know they call the
it does. It is very overdramatic for what happened in the show. Yeah.
Yeah, but I think that's intentional. That's intentionally done.
Yeah.
But I love that. Like I'm trying to think back in it. I'm thinking like Casey plays like I'm trying to think because I remember at one point I kind of figured out who each vocalist was kind of representing.
Yeah, I've been trying to do that. We need to get the lyrics.
I think Erin, who I think is like who starts the chorus, I think is like RWBY and has like some of the least amount of lines, but it's got a bit of a higher voice. I think I don't think Adrian and Casey play the same roles they did in Nevermore. I think they're a bit swapped.
Yes.
So I think Dawn plays Yang.
Yeah.
Who's like the sterner, stronger start of it, like never had a problem with you at the very start. Which is always funny because it zooms in on Elm, who's voiced by Dawn.
Yes.
Of Dawn. It's all confusing, but I love it though. If you do break it down and all stuff, I really think it's just. Really
it's still a really cool song that I enjoy, and it's definitely one you could sort of rock out to because it's very sort of like rocky, and it's great for the actual fight. Interpreted as the first verse / chorus is RWBY and the second is Ace. Yeah, that's definitely possible. Yeah. And it's good to at least Aesop's. Yeah, I knew that's what you meant.
You knew what you meant.
Yeah, I think it's good to, because that was a big thing for the volume, of course, was RWBY working with the Aesops, and then in the end they both felt betrayed by each other for different reasons and had that falling out. So I think it's a great song summaring up that, which was a big part of the volume as well. It is a little bit more over dramatic for what actually happened, but it does sum up that part, which is good.
Again, it just again reinforced the idea that Jeff is going to take creative liberties for the sake of a good song.
Yeah,
you know,
it's a good,
it is good
fight song. Yeah, it's a good fight song because we really that and Hero are the only two fight songs we really have. So I mean that's true. Because you didn't really get too much in that bit. But again, some people sort of said this volume is a bit slower, so I guess that kind of makes sense. Yeah. There was we've got like out of the I think it was the 9 tracks, 5 of those are really happy boppy songs, and then the other 4 are a bit more either sort of like the rock song with Hero and War being more, of course, the fight songs and a bit more heavier, and then you got Until the End and Fear, which is more the sadder, somber sort of tracks. And then the other 5, Trust Love, Touch the Sky, Brand New Day, Celebrate, and Let's Get Real, all the happy boppy songs from the start of the volume. No problems, Rach. Thanks for popping by. Have an awesome day. So like 5 out of the 9 songs are happy songs, which is very unusual for the RWBY soundtracks.
Yeah, and I think that's why this volume I don't think will probably ever be one of my favorite soundtracks. Just because again, it's just a lot of the type of music that I'm not typically the biggest fan of. Yep. Well, I guess again, I prefer the more super dramatic slow stuff. Yeah. Or the very amped up hype stuff. Yeah. You know, the stuff in the middle, like a good example is I mentioned Volume 3 earlier, like the Sun and Blake song from Volume 3, which I can't even remember the name of. You know, it's a pretty forgettable song, unfortunately. Yeah, oh god, I can't think. Especially compared to when like Morning Follows Night is that good. Yeah, I love Morning Follows Night. It's one of my favourites. It's my turn. There are so many better wife songs. I don't know if I really have a favourite soundtrack. I always have trouble picking favourites, but I feel like my mind always goes to 4 as being the strongest one.
Yeah, Volume 4, Kaylee's saying Volume 1's my favourite. Yeah, Volume 4 did have some really good tracks.
4 or 2? I really like 2. 5 was good, but I feel like
Not Fall in Love with You. That's the Sun and Blake song. Yeah. Because in Volume 3, so we had, Not Fall in Love with You and Neon were pretty sort of boppy songs. Then, of course, When It Falls, I'm the One, It's My Turn. It's My Turn is kind of boppy as well. And then, you got Mirror Mirror Part 2, Divide, Cold. Yeah.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. Like, again, to me, this volume is most like Volume 3's.
And that had 8 tracks, so yeah. And then, of course, you had the remix and acoustic.
Well, one thing I will say too, since we're speaking of other soundtracks, this soundtrack, and I never like sound like an arsehole, but I know I am.
You're not an asshole.
But this soundtrack, especially the songs, so not counting the score, we felt like they were mixed so much better than Volume 6's.
Yeah.
I feel like I remember having a lot of problems with 6 in just terms of like how they jumped and how they were edited together. Just didn't feel like they flowed properly. A few of the songs. Like Neo, like Lion Eyes and One Thing just don't feel like they they flowed super well. And that's because they also, what we got in the show wasn't what the soundtrack. They kind of re-edited some of the lyrics.
Yes, they rearranged a lot of them. Yeah.
Even though I like what they did with them, and I love the Volume 6 soundtrack.
Yeah, I get that too.
The soundtrack jumped out at me as like editing wise was bad. I know you don't. That's why I mentioned it.
Yeah.
I like it. I knew you did.
It's not one of my favourites, no.
Haley just has a hate bone off for everything Adam. She just can't tolerate him.
Well,
or Cinder, or Raven. Just like any of the cool characters. I know they're all awesome.
Just waiting for the comment in a second.
Adam, I understand. Raven,
Yeah, well, that's it. Like when Lion Eyes pops on, when I got it on shuffle, it's usually one I skip. Yeah. So,
well, that's to me. I feel like Brand New Day, Touch the Sky, Celebrate.
I love those two. I love them.
Yeah, that's the thing. Those are the songs I would skip.
I think reason why I love them so much, especially at the moment, is because we are going through some pretty horrible times currently. So it's nice to have some happy boppy songs to bop along to and feel good.
It wouldn't surprise me if those songs were initially written to be a bit darker or something, or have more to them. But with everything going on, they took them in more positive light. Like, that's the reason why he wrote Bumblebee, because he just wanted to do something positive in Volume 4 soundtrack.
At the end of Volume 5,
This Time. Love that song.
Oh yeah, This Time, yeah, which is the White Fang. It's Blake and Gira.
Blake and Gira. Song. Love that song. But it is pretty. But it's not. It's a little forgettable.
It is. It is a little bit. Yeah.
It's not This Time. Oh, you mean the hugging song? The Bumblebee.
Oh,
song.
This Time was the credit song. That was.
That forgettable.
All That Matters.
Song.
All That Matters.
Yeah.
I like All That Matters.
Yeah, that's pretty forgettable.
Are you talking about All Things Must Die? Raven and Cinder, All Things Must Die.
Oh, okay.
All Things Must Die.
There we go.
I love that track, actually.
It's two most hated characters.
God.
I love that song. Love that song.
That's the thing with Volume 5. We got, All That Matters, This Time, and All Things Must Die were all, at the end of Volume 5.
Volume 5. All the songs are at the beginning and at the end. There's
not in the middle. Whereas at least with Volume 7, we had songs at the start, we had songs in the middle and at the end.
Volume 6 was the best. I still think Volume 6 was the best in terms of it paced out the music in the show.
Yeah.
When each soundtrack was always a certain amount of episodes in between, and you never felt like there was a gap between new soundtracks. Just from memory. I could be wrong, but just from memory. That's what I remember feeling.
There was a couple in the middle. I still feel Volume 7 to me had more than during the volume than Volume 6, but
I think this volume had the most in volume songs.
Yeah.
Volume for sure. I think
so. Volume 6 was still the most balanced volume.
In the actual volume, which I don't think we'd had before. That many. But do you count Celebrate and Let's Get Real because they're both on the same episode? But I guess you can.
Yeah.
Well, then Fear on the same episode. Then also you look at volume 5 when you have All That Matters and This Time at the end.
So in the finale we had Until the End, and then of course Fear was the end credits for those. So kind of got 2 there, but that's quite often how the finales go, though. You have the end credit song, but you also have another song in the finale.
Yeah. Volume 6 didn't have a other song other than the credit song, I don't think.
No, well, you had Big Metal Shoe, though. It wasn't quite at the end. Oh, no, it was Indomitable.
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 Yeah,
that was right in the fun alley. Forgot about that. Yeah, Indomitable, yeah.
No, we did. I was wrong. Yeah, I agree with that. I feel like Volume 6 soundtrack-wise was the most balanced. But Volume 7 was definitely... I felt Volume 7 just because a lot of them were very short.
Yeah, I love Indomitable.
Bits in Volume 7.
Indomitable's great.
Indomitable is great. Indomitable is... That's the thing, too. Volume 6, I don't think soundtrack is very forgettable. I think a lot of those songs are pretty... But it's also more recent. I guess that's probably unfair to say. Because I'm sure there's some songs in Volume 1 that 2 that I probably don't remember.
Yeah. Well, talking of that, we had the RWBY Full acoustic, which was amazing. I love that. It's so pretty.
Yeah, I didn't feel like it was as different. Like Gold felt so different last volume.
Yeah, well, that's true. It did.
RWBY Full still feels kind of not as bad as Boop. The Boop acoustic was bad.
Yeah, I agree with that.
It wasn't resung. That's why.
Yeah.
But RWBY Full is still awesome, and it's a great song.
I like it. We mentioned in our reactions to it, but we love comparing it to the original RWBY Full. And just like how Casey's improved so much from it, because that was back in Volume 1, and when even though we heard it in Volume 3, but it was in Volume 1 soundtrack, and so yeah, it was very nostalgic. But also listening to it, it really fits what's going on currently too in Volume 7, moving into Volume 8. So it feels very relevant too.
I feel like RWBY Full is definitely it's kind of like the most RWBY song outside of the openings.
Yeah.
It's like the most consistently themed. Like it's the most and that's what I mean too. I like this volume didn't give us any more
exactly, yeah.
Didn't give us any more character anthems. So now we have more opportunity for old songs to come back into newer volumes.
Yeah.
And be used. Like again, like while we bag on Volume 5, hearing more of Weiss's song in episode 2 was awesome because it wasn't a new song. It was granted we had heard the whole song, but it's still that while recent, still that nostalgia. And like, oh, this isn't a Volume 5 song. Yay! We haven't really gotten that since then. Really, it's all been new stuff, which is still awesome.
Yeah, it's nice to get the
and the nostalgia hit in Volume 5. It's like, oh, I can't wait for that to happen again. And without more character anthems, we have that to happen.
I get that too. It's like I was saying with these new songs, some of the references to previous songs and previous moments too gives us that nostalgia feel. Yeah. I think we've discussed most of the tracks, and we haven't really
discussed Trust, Love, Brand New Day, or Touch the Sky in the actual.
That's true. Like in depth, they're both all three are very similar.
I can't really remember Touch the Sky that much because again, I haven't listened to those songs too much. Again,
Touch the Sky and Brand New Day are both very similar. It's all about.
Brand New Day is very like, cliche and like, Blake and Crow, for example, like, oh, like, the emos, but like,
Drunk Loser Hall of Fame.
Let's evolve, let's change,
Yeah, I think it's the second verse of Brand New Day.
Like, we'll laugh at that change, but Crow.
Yeah, I think it's, I like with Brand New Day because the first sort of like half of it is basically the girls and, Ren and John, of course. And then you got the second verse, was just more Crow related, but could also fit some of the other characters. But it's talking about being Drunk Loser Hall of Fame and that sort of thing.
Yeah, whereas like the first verse is like Blake and Weiss and the others and stuff. Whereas like
it's all. To me, it's about them finally getting the Huntsman Huntress's license. Crow is having a new sort of change with not drinking anymore. It's like they're embracing this new way of life. So Brand New Day, a new way of life, and it's working for them. Whereas Touch the Sky, I think, is a similar thing to me, but it's more, and of course we saw it in the episode 3. They've got the new outfits, they're working as, they haven't technically got their licenses yet at that stage, but they're working as Huntsman Huntresses. It's the first
time that Team RWBY really feels reunited again.
Yeah, reunited again, absolutely.
There was so much drama over Ozpin, and they were still just traveling, they really couldn't be a team, whereas now they're officially a team again.
Exactly,
that's true. I do like that aspect.
They're working as a team, they're on a mission, got a mission like they used to get back when they were at Beacon. And they're finally feeling like they're back together again, basically working as a team. And I love both those Touch Sky and Brand New Day because they're just so feel good songs, and especially with how things are currently in the world. Hydrate. Well, I do have my water.
I don't.
You don't.
The closest thing I have is this.
No, don't drink that.
What's the closest thing I have? I got a little level here, but I'm pretty sure that's probably toxic as well.
God no. Oh dear.
No.
No.
I got no liquid here.
Hydration break. Yeah. Well, I think we're almost good, unless there's anything else. Anyone has any questions? But I think we're about good. I think we've discussed just about each of them. Trust Love. I love Trust Love. There's no huge surprises in that.
Intros. I've been like that for a while now.
Yeah, but I enjoyed it. It's all talking about trusting love. But opening up their eyes, seeing the full picture, and yeah, so
that would be New Year's Eve the previous year.
Yeah, you shaved your hair. I remember that. We had a Corner of Remnant, and you had.
It's been 20 months.
God. Oofda. He's almost got the man bun going, almost.
I've got a wolf tail.
Well, I've got mine in the ponytail too. My hair is getting quite long as well.
I much like Sokka and much like Jean, I have dared say I have a wolf tail, and I'm sticking with that. that is not a ponytail. I'm standing with the wolf tail. That is my stance, and I will die on that hill.
I was going to put the ribbon wig on, but then I couldn't be bothered. So, well, I've got my red cape, so yeah.
I just have
Penny, the great one. Anyone's getting so long. Yeah. Well, I still got red in my hair from when I had my hair dyed earlier in the year, but it's It's funny because I did the facial cosplay challenge thing, and it was the hardest thing was trying to find an actual current photo of myself that wasn't a cosplay. And I ended up going with one, I think, from late last year when I had my hair dyed purple. It's the only one I could find, like, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not very photogenic myself. I'm not really a big fan of taking photos. I don't cosplay enough to really have too many good ones on me done. But no, which is funny because I have a professional photographer as a friend, so you'd think. But yeah, no. But yeah, overall, I did really enjoy this soundtrack. Again, especially the latter half, especially War, Hero, Fear, Until the End, and Trust, Love, and Let's Get Real. To be fair,
yeah, it's a good mixture of songs, even though it's predominantly happy boppy songs.
I think this soundtrack definitely appeals to a broader audience.
Yeah,
for sure, because it changes up so much. And again, I guarantee there'll be days where I will really appreciate some of those songs, but
yeah,
you know, it's again, I love my character songs for sure, but you know, a lot of these songs are a bit more subtle or a bit more broader. You know, there's not a lot of like super like in-depth songs, you know, apart from like Let's Get Real.
Yeah.
Hero, really. They're only two real character songs, really.
They are the really only two characters.
Till the end as well, I suppose, as well.
Yeah.
But like, Trust Love, Brand New Day, Celebrate, Touch the Sky.
They're a bit more broader.
They're all like far broader in who they're speaking to. Again, if anyone, because they're the soundtracks, they're not canon, really. So they could be anyone. So, yeah. Whereas like you look back at like Volume 6 and like you had the Neo song and you had. God, I remember how much I love Miracle. Miracle's so good. God, that's a good song.
Yes, Miracle is also really good.
But Hero, War are also really good as well. And I just keep remembering, every time I hear Hero, I'm like, oh, episode 11 was so good.
It was so good.
It's probably like the best episode of RWBY. It was so
It was really good.
Yeah, but I'm really curious again, like how Volume 8 is going to go. Like, are we going to get a lot of dark songs? Are we going to get any happy songs?
I don't think we'll get any more happy songs. Yeah, Hero is amazing.
So I'm really curious, you know, and of course this soundtrack obviously was delayed due to, you know, global pandemics. Casey admitted as much as well, and I hope obviously there isn't, you know, sending best wishes out to Jeff and Casey and hoping, you know, their work isn't, you know, too stressful. Obviously, I'm sure they're working on the current soundtrack for Volume 8. I have screaming children next door. Hope they cannot be heard.
Yeah, I can hear them.
Well, to be fair, it was meant to be storming today, and it tell outside.
I can tell. Light. Oh, eyes are watering.
Well, in my old place, it was fine because the window was in front of me. But here,
yes,
it's like
it's
yeah.
So,
Yeah. I only have so much to work.
Well, I think we should wrap it up there, unless anyone has any questions for us. Of course, if you're watching on YouTube, please comment. Lovely side lying.
I think we will likely be back to do Before the Dawn stream at some point.
Yes.
Neither of us have finished it yet. Larissa hasn't even started, I do not believe.
I haven't even got it yet.
And I didn't read the preview either.
What was that, sorry?
I didn't read the preview either.
The preview of the book?
Yeah.
I did, yes.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah. So, but yeah, hopefully that will arrive soon. So we might do another one in, say, a few weeks, 3 weeks, maybe a month. We'll just see when my book arrives and how quickly I get through it. And then, yeah, we can do another stream to discuss that.
But I definitely suggest to everyone to go watch Talk RWBY to me. I think it's 8 episodes, especially the last episode, because again, there's Miles, Kirsty, and Eddie are all together, and it's all just a lot of fun. It's so cool seeing, again, like, you gotta remember sometimes these are real people. Yeah. And they're just doing what they enjoy, and what they enjoy might not be what you enjoy. They're writing to themselves, you know.
They're writing a story which they're creating.
They have a responsibility to make it entertaining for them, not just for the company, and for themselves, and for their fans.
Yeah.
But it is their story, and they will do it the way they want to, and that is okay.
Exactly. We're just on the ride to we're on the train enjoying the ride.
They just enjoy their story, and if there are stops every year, you are free to jump off.
Yes.
Also, don't know how relevant this will be to us, but obviously the RWBY D&D Rooster Teeth series starts October 15th.
Yes.
With I believe Kerry, Laura, who's one of the writing assistants, Chad James from RT Core, Chris, who is the sound designer. I believe it's those four, and Eddie is the DM.
Yeah.
I think maybe a fifth. I can't quite remember, but they released who's on it today.
That'll be interesting.
Which, as I know all these people, I can guarantee you it'll be a good ride, for sure. It's going to be like a virtual D&D thing, and then from the previews, it looks awesome.
Yeah,
like full 3D rendered and modeled. It looks like something. This is Game of Thrones intro or something.
Yeah.
I don't know how relevant that'll be to us. Again, depending. I'll watch it, but
I'll try and watch at least the first episode. I love D&D.
And hopefully it should add a lot to the Mistral lore. That's where it's going to be set in Mistral. So it's going to be
Mistral. Interesting.
Exploring more of that, even though these will all be like original characters. Like, these will all be like brand new characters in Mistral. But it's one of those things where it will be. They're going to try to keep it in canon as much as possible, but it's D&D, so
yeah, anything can go.
If someone decides to break canon, then Eddie just has to roll with it and kind of keep it going.
Yeah, that's D&D.
But yeah, that'll be cool. Again, there are a few panels coming up, so we'll see if there's enough relevant information.
We'll probably do at least a couple Corner Remnants before actual RWBY season starts, because we'll have the trailer at some point as well, though usually that's within the first couple weeks before the actual volume.
I'm going to assume it'll probably be it keeps getting pushed back each year, so I'm assuming it's going to be a mid-November release, I'd imagine.
We're thinking probably, mid-late November, maybe early December.
Especially with the pandemic as well. I'm sure it's delayed some. Although, from what I've heard from I Have Notes, which is Kerry's other podcast, Kerry's killing it this year, from I Have Notes and Talk RWBY to me, it all sounds like it's going quite well.
Yeah, they had an early start, so...
Mel Stern is the lead animator. I have all the faith in the world, because I love her, and she's great, and she does great work.
Yeah. They had an early start, so hopefully...
They're already writing Volume 9, and have been.
Yes. So, and I think there was meant to be... Well, there's the RWBY Fairy Tales book, but I believe they're going to do some shorts or something to do with that as well. Yeah, but I haven't heard any further news about it.
Yeah, they teased through things at the start of the year. It was the Fairy Tale book, there was the D&D show, and I think there was something. It was like a new World of Remnant thing.
Yeah, it was the Fairy Tales. It was the Fairy Tales.
Animate the Fairy Tales in the World of Remnant style or something.
Yeah, something like that, which will be really cool because And
I think maybe but I feel like there's a third thing as well, but I can't remember.
I can't remember. I know they announced a few things at the beginning.
I'm not gonna judge Rooster Teeth. Like they did all that before pandemic start. Yeah. Like they pushed. So again, I understand that some things can't be done. Like, apparently Talk Ruby to me was meant to be like a full live show, like a full like talk show get up. And instead it's just it's just a Zoom show. Yeah, because, you know, people need to...
Yes.
Where are the goddamn masks?
Yes.
Oh.
I have my mask, but they're in the other room. Thanks, COVID.
I need to make that into a mask, because all my masks have been disposable, and I'm kind of like, I'm not really feeling comfortable wearing them again. So
it's so good though. Like, something under my chair. Yeah, like things are gonna be pushed back, but we'll still get them. It's just gonna be a bit of a delay. Yeah. Well, that's just how things are. It's a new world at the moment. A bit unpredictable with how things are going. So. But yes, I think we should wrap it up there. Thank you everyone for watching. Of course, if you're watching on YouTube, please comment below any questions you may have for us.
Yes.
Yeah, and we'll hope to be back in another few weeks or a month or so to discuss the book and any other RWBY news that comes out in the meantime. Yeah.
I would like to thank Arthur Watts, who's in jail, for not hacking me this stream. And
yes.
We had very technical difficulties with the stream, I just realised.
Yes, we're good. We're good. We've actually made through the stream without being hacked. Woohoo! No technical difficulties.
That's insane. And I'm grateful for that insanity. Thank you very much.
It's a mess. All praise the great one. And waifu! Yay! Waifu and Penny.
And Nia. Wait.
Bennett. And Pocket Nia. Yay! And yeah, if you are watching on YouTube, I am streaming on Twitch as well, playing games and stuff. So if you want to check that out, definitely do so. And the link is in the description too. So
everyone watching should follow us both on Twitter and click on any links we post on that Twitter, YouTube, Twitch. If not, follow all links.
All the links. Well, there's mine. Hang on, is it COR Twitter? Oh, wait, I put a space. Oh, well.
No, that worked.
That kind of worked. I forgot I had that time command. Oh,
it's almost like we haven't done this in 6 months.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Almost like. No, it's Twitter COR. Why did I do it that way? That's weird. But okay. There we go. But yes, and we hope to be back soon with another Corner of Remnant. Thank you all for watching.
Yes, thank you. This has been so much fun. Thank you, guys.
It has been fun, and we'll see you all next time. Stay safe. Bye.